What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Home of Comics. This is Brayden here with another film review. Today, I'm going to be briefly talking about my thoughts on Toy Story 5. Uh, Before watching Toy Story 5, I actually took the chance to go back through every movie. Um, and I think Toy Story 5 works really well as sort of a standalone sequel to Toy Story 4. Um, I think this is probably the most emotionally mature Toy Story film yet. I love the focus on Jessie. She really got sidelined in both, I would say, 3 and 4. So it was nice to see her pop back up and be a main character again in the franchise. Like I think she's really um the core female character of the movies, and I'm happy that she got the chance to be in the spotlight. Spoilers are ahead at this point of the review. I loved the tie uh, between this movie and Toy Story 2. I loved Emily's house being front and center. I loved the moment where Jessie realizes that Emily has named her kid after her. This movie deals with a lot of topics. I think topics that are really important for kids to learn, to understand, and to grow from. We're going to see technology be a part of everyone's lives, and this movie doesn't denounce technology the way I thought it would. Um, I was afraid that the movie would almost be hypocritical and be like, "We're a movie. You're going to probably watch this on a device of some kind. Maybe it's not your TV. Maybe you're going to watch this on your phone at some point, or you're going to watch it on your computer." And we're gonna laugh in the face of that and say, "Well, technology's bad." And the movie doesn't do that, but it does tell us that cyberbullying is bad. That we can't isolate people, that we must meet people where they're at, and that being part of a trend that isn't necessarily for you can be damaging to you. Bonnie, you can see, doesn't love being on the lily pad. She wants to be recognized by her friends. She wants to have friends. And Bonnie really, throughout the course of the last few movies, didn't have friends. She did just have the toys. Now it wasn't a big deal because she was like 3 even during the fourth movie. She was like 4 or 5 because she was in kindergarten. But now that she's 8 at the time of this movie, you can see that, like, really from her perspective, she needs to have somebody. She needs to have somebody to hang out with. And Blaze being that person for her, you can see like Blaze just understands toys in the same way that Bonnie does, in the same way that Andy did way back when, in the same way that Emily did even further back. Um, I thought this movie would really struggle to put Woody in it. I was struggling as to how they would do it. They do it a little artificially, They kind of call up Woody and they're like, "Hey, I need your help." But it makes sense, and it doesn't negate what Woody did in Toy Story 4, leaving Bonnie. He works in the shadows throughout most of this movie. Bonnie doesn't recognize that he's there again. And I think that that works for Woody's arc too, not really damaging anything that he did, but still showing that he'll always be there for Buzz and Jesse. It's going to make his inclusion into Toy Story 6 much easier if that's the route that Pixar wants to take, which I think, given the success both critically and commercially of this movie, I think that they will make a sixth one. I see no reason why you can't. You just need to find a story worth telling. I think, given 7 years, it was probably time to tell a story in the Toy Story universe again. They told a really good one. If I had to rate all the Toy Story movies, this would be right there with Toy Story. It's in between Toy Story 4, which is my least favorite, still a pretty good movie, and Toy Story, the first one, which is my third favorite, and just slightly above the quality of Toy Story 5. But if you're looking for a good family movie, this is definitely right up your alley. I think young kids should definitely watch a movie like this. I think it's got the right themes, it's got the right messages. um, I had a lot of fun watching it. I hope that uh, this sort of movie continues to get made because I think it has a lot of merit. I haven't watched Minions 3 yet. I can't speak on that, but I do think that a movie like that is going to struggle to find its message. If it doesn't have a strong message to start off with, like the Minions movies that I've seen thus far really are just kind of a slop fest. And not very well oriented towards a kid and teaching a good message. besides maybe the first one. So like the Despicable Me franchise is kind of the opposite of Toy Story in a lot of ways. They both get criticized for having endless sequels, but I do think Toy Story does a much better job with the material that they're given, and they really do try to make impactful movies. All in all, Toy Story 5 animation is gorgeous. You can make the argument again that like as at some point it's just never going to be the same as the original trilogy. I definitely can agree there, but this movie is still really good. Definitely a good time. And again, that emotional core of the movie really just makes it. Um, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10. Truly just it's probably the best animated movie I've watched this year. It might actually, now that I'm thinking about it, be the only animated movie I've seen this year, um, from 2026. But yeah, I just had a blast with this one. It is fun, but it is really emotionally mature. Like I mean, it's PG, but it also just it is that kind of movie that is trying to teach a message. It's trying to uh, tell a story that again is really impactful, and is trying to kind of negotiate with young kids as to how to treat your friends and how to treat your classmates. And thank God for movies like this, because I do think that um, they really do shape the way that young children sort of view the world. Um, yeah, 8 out of 10. I want to know your guys' thoughts on Toy Story 5. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts. I know it's been a few weeks since the movie came out, but I only just got around to watching it, and trust me, it is well worth your time. Um, like the video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next film review. Peace.